Hey YouTube, it's Michelle. So, regarding last night's little entry, um, I'm a lot better now. Well, a lot is relative. I'm not crying, is the thing. But really, I'm doing okay. You know, just had a moment of weakness. Um, I'm gonna keep going. Going to beauty school. I need to do that. I just need to finish this. Because and of course this is just how life works. Like today was a pretty good day. I was busy. I did my job. My clients liked me. Everybody was pretty much happy with what I did. So that was good. And it just kind of like what's the word? Validated. Reinforced. Why I'm there. So I'm doing okay. I'm not in love with hair school, but I'm not there for the rest of my life. In fact, I'm only going to be there for, 6 more months maybe. So it'll be fine. Um, yeah. Other than that, I mean, also, I really appreciate all your guys' little comments and messages. I think that's a huge part of why I do post videos when I do. Because, who thinks to make a video in that moment of vulnerability? Well, me, of course. Um, and it's really nice to get feedback. I don't really get shitty feedback from any of my viewers. Nobody's like, every once in a while you get like a random person who just doesn't want to like me at all, and I'm like, whatever. But you guys are really nice, and I appreciate that. And I feel like I got off track, and I just kept getting off track. Anyway, yeah, so I'm fine. Things with my family, my parents, I just have to let it be. And our problems really are not regarding my transition. They really aren't. That is I wouldn't say an exhausted topic, but it's I don't, on my day-to-day sort of basis, and it's even kind of reflected in my videos, I don't talk about it a whole lot anymore just because it's I live it. And I think that's a big difference between some girls who have kind of transitioned or have gotten used to the process, and girls who struggle with it, and girls who, try harder than they need to. You just have to be it. You just be it. And you forget. And it's a really nice thing is to forget that you're transgender sometimes. And that people forget. Like your friends and stuff. They forget that part of you and they just think of you as Michelle and not what you were. So, but back on track. Back there. Which I was talking about. So our problems are more around my struggles with becoming independent, you know, and I think there's a little bit of a communication barrier. I'm a very I throw my feelings out just on the floor. I'm just here they are. Here's how I'm feeling right now. And that stresses my parents out. um, I mean, different strokes for different folks. They express themselves in a lot differently than I do, and my sister kind of is more like them in that regard. So I go to her and I talk to her about these things. So I'm like, why am I having such a hard time with this? And really, it's just if I'm having problems, I need to figure out, or at least have a kind of plan. Um, as a solution. I need to find my own solution, and when I come across things that I really can't do on my own or I don't know at all, even after doing my own research and stuff, then I need to go to them. And that's just growing up. And I know these things, and I do that with certain parts of my life and certain things, but I forget. I don't know. And so that stresses them out when I'm going on about I don't want to go to this school that they're paying for, and then it just becomes a big problem about money and, bunch of crap. So, but things are fine. I apologized to my mom. I really don't feel like I needed to because I was just really like she made me really I haven't been that upset in a while. I mean, like, I cried over a certain person not long ago, and that was like a hard, like, almost vomiting kind of cry. But last night was just a very, I was hurt, I was confused, and I just didn't know what to do with myself. So, so again, thank you for your supportive comments and all your sweetness, because I really appreciate it. But yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I am stressed. I mean, like, my parents let me know that, and I knew this. I mean, this isn't news to me, that when I'm out of school, I'm in charge of my life, all my financial responsibilities, and that's fine. Um, because I'm an adult. I know, I feel like in theory I know how to do these things. I mean, I obviously haven't lived it yet, and that's when we're gonna find out just how independent I am. But it's a little stressful, because I don't know necessarily what I'm doing, but nobody does until they do it, like with most things. So, I'll be fine. My parents haven't disowned me or anything, so, it'll just be fine. Um, Also, in case, anybody feels like I'm just bitching and moaning, I know I have it real good. Like, I know. Like, I know that I don't have a lot to, complain about. My biggest thing is, like, I'm worried about becoming independent. When some people are just thrown into that from a, very young age, and some people start doing that when they're, like, 16, and can I just say, I feel like this is really gross. Like, maybe I should really start working out. I don't know. Not that my arm is, like, fat, but there's, like, sag. Anyway, so, I know I have it good. And I'm not, and I would never say that, like, my life is so hard, guys. You just don't even know. Because it really isn't. I'm not saying that my life is hard. I'm just saying I'm stressed about it. Because I don't know a lot about stuff. And it worries me. But instead of worrying, I should probably just be figuring out how to deal with it, So that's all that is. I don't know, it's just a really tough time, and it shouldn't be. I feel like at 21, or at least everybody I talk to, like all my parents' friends, all my older friends are just like, this is like the time in your life you need to just not give fucks and just meh. Oof. I mean, I do some of that, but most of the time I'm just like, what am I doing? And I don't know, it's a little stressful. So that's really all I had to say about that. So I'm gonna go. Alright, it's Saturday night and I'm like laying in bed. I took like a 2-hour nap. It was really nice. But my weekend has officially started. But I'm laying in bed. So thought I'd go out tonight. Couldn't find really any plans, so poop. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay. Bye.